it wasn't.
He was okay. We just got live here. Merry Christmas, everyone. December 25th, 2023. Can you imagine December 25th already?
Man, I know, it's like ready to spring out.
I know, yeah. So this is the great Mark Puttenvink, Elf on the Shelf. There you go. He is the owner of Patriot Training Systems, trains everybody on the planet and multi-universes as well.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we get lobsters. The great Dave Silk, former Olympian for 1980 Olympics, sent me a big box of lobsters. They were 12 of them. And I haven't cooked lobster.
You're getting the lobsters out of the pot. See, in California, they got to get the pot out of the lobster.
There you go. There you go. I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Have you're a lobster cooker? You guys eat lobster?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever made it at home, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, I've made it a long time, so I think I did it right. I had to put it in a big pot there. We got a lobster pot. Cooked it up for about 15, 20 minutes. It's bright red, so I'm assuming that's my research tells me it's done.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, Ron Jameson, you magical creature. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas,
Buffalo.
Ron.
His Bills are playing well now too, aren't they? Wow.
Yeah.
Mimsy, Merry Christmas to you, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Okay, so we want to have some fun today, but let's also we really want to stress that. And you made a good point. We were kind of debating whether we're going to do a show today or not. Seeing it's Christmas, but we thought, it's really important because there's a lot of people out there that are hurting, just in general, but around the holidays now too. So it's tough. So
very tough time.
Yeah. Danny Erickson, how are you? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Danny.
Yeah, where's our boy here, Ronnie Jameson, the great veteran up there. For some reason, I remember that I need to buy paper towels. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, I know.
What? I'm missing that one.
The bounty guy on the bounty paper towels. When I read
is that? Oh, okay. All right. I'd missed that one. I where my head earlier.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's funny. I got going here with my phone. So what do you guys? So you're cooking today? Are you cooking or no?
No. We go out by Beth's brother.
Okay.
I just have to do the eating.
Good. And how far a drive is that for you though? That's out in Eastern Long Island, right?
No. He's got a home here as well.
Okay. Okay. Oh, not bad at all. Then. Oh, okay. Brawny. It's Brawny. Ron Jameson says.
Oh, Brawny. Yeah.
Brawny.
Well, I don't know what I said, but yeah.
I missed that entirely. If you hadn't been here explaining that to me, I would got that in bed.
I knew what he meant right away.
So my son and his dog came over yesterday. Maverick, my grand dog.
Yeah.
Oh, he just loves it. He owns his grandpa. It's one of those things that he's so smart. Like he'll put his if he wants a snack or a treat or whatever, he just comes over and puts the chin on my knee and just sits there and looks up at me like, give me whatever I want.
My dog just stares me down like she's gonna slit my throat. I have to give something.
Dave's so. What does a lobster cost now? These are big lobsters too.
Yeah, I don't know. Silky went all out because
shipped them and everything. They packed them in ice a little bit. Yeah. All right. The Only Real Man hosts podcast on Christmas. There you go. Where my chicken. Yeah. Oh God.
So I went for a hike with Bill Brown yesterday. We were out there 5 hours.
Now, I saw that was interesting. You made a video. You showed him. He was writing in a journal, right?
Yeah, he's reading something about Alexander Hamilton, and he's making notes.
Oh wow! Does he do that just for his own pleasure, or is that some?
Yeah, I think it's his self-edification, and it's just Bill. I mean, he's a history buff, and I was talking about Brad. Like Bill reads all these books and he retains it all. He can just spit it out.
Wow.
Where I got to read a book 4 or 5 times.
Oh yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
Still working on C. Jane and Dick Run. But,
I should read more. I'm a little bit of a reader. I'm not. I don't read that much, but I like to get online and read the news. What's going on?
Yeah, it's funny. Like I won't read, and then all of a sudden I'll read like 5 books in a row, and then I won't read. It's just no consistency. But I do like to read.
Yeah, it is healthy for you too, right? Especially as we get
older.
Yeah,
well, like I said, I try to dedicate a good portion of the morning, at least 45 minutes, some kind of self-education online.
Right.
There's so much free content out there, and you're really not doing yourself a service. If you have an interest in something, look it up.
Oh yeah.
There's a ton of stuff out there.
Yeah. All right. So I disappointed. So I was given one task when my son and his wife were down in Florida. They had a car that they left at home. So I was to go over like once a week and start it and run it around, make sure that the battery is good and everything. So first time after about 7 days they were gone, went and started up, went fine. Another 7 days went by, started up again, went fine. So I thought everything's good. So it was about 8 to 9 days and they just finally gotten back yesterday. yesterday, the day before. Went to start the car that I was responsible for. It was dead, and we couldn't even charge it. We had the cables and everything, and
That's a dead battery.
yeah, and it was amazing because once we had it hooked up, we could operate the windows, the electric windows, and the radio and all that. So it was getting
Might have
charged.
just enough to do that, and then
Yeah. And then once we disconnected it, we had it hooked up for about 30 minutes. We disconnected it. Just nothing.
Now, did you have to heat your tires up in Canada?
Not in Canada where I was. When I got in the agent business, I went out to Western Canada, and you would plug your car, like if you went to a hotel, you plug the car in to a thing to keep it warm. And then when you went to the hockey arena, you would lock your car, but you keep the car going or else it wouldn't start again.
Yeah. My buddies in Edmonton were telling me that. Yeah.
Oh, some guys who played in Winnipeg, Timmy Waters was telling this. He played in Winnipeg for a while. We played together in LA. He said that when he first drove the car in the morning, the flat on the bottom of the tire stayed flat. So you Yes, I'm not playing in the alumni game.
Where is it?
It's the one they have every year out where the Islanders practice at the Northwell Health Facility.
Oh yeah.
It's a good game. It's fun. That's it right now. I'm not. Who knows?
When are they playing?
The Islanders play the Rangers.
No. When?
Oh, wow. Great question. I think it's sometime in January, or maybe a little later than that. Good game. It's funny. Last year, the Islanders had a lot of younger guys that just retired. Pierre Turgeon was playing everything. They thought it was like Stanley Cup Finals. We had to settle it down.
Tell me, he can still dangle, right?
Oh yeah. And they had some other guys out there too. Aaron Asham actually is a pretty good stick handler too.
Pretty good hockey player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear the story with Biz when he was? I think we were talking about when he was with the Devils and they went in a bar or something. These guys were chirping.
Oh, that's right. He was telling this on Spit Chicklets, right? Yeah.
And what was cool, he knew. He goes, I knew exactly. What did he say? I threw 5 punches. He knew exactly how many he threw because each one knocked out a dude.
Remember, because he corrected himself. He says, I threw 6. No, it was 5. He goes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who remembers that? It's crazy.
I know, especially when you get wound up like that. Like for me, if I get a fight.
You start going, but he knew. Well, you know, it was like that. You ever listen to Bas Rutten? He was one of the original UFC guys, I think. Really tough man.
Oh.
Dutch guy.
Right.
And he talks, he's got a lot of stories, and it's the same kind of thing. Like they're so good at what they do, fighting. Like he could tell you play by play, and it's like it could be from 20 years ago, and he remembers I threw a hook and I hit him with a right hand. I mean, they remember all of it.
Not me. YouTube. I won't go back and watch videos now on YouTube of some of the fights, and I'm like, wow, I really did that.
Yeah.
I remember. There's our buddy Keith. It's some dedication. Merry Christmas, actually. Yeah, Are we sick? Is there something wrong with us?
Why not? I mean, it's
we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Everything's all baked and everything.
Keith bagged a deer.
Keith did?
Yeah. So Bill and I are hiking, and he's sending me live time because he's up in a blind. He's with his bow, and then he shows me the arrow, and then like a couple minutes go by, and there's the deer. Perfect shot right in the heart behind his shoulder. Yeah.
Oh, he's doing the bow, right? Oh man. That's some skill. That's some skill to do that.
That's a real skill set. You got to be patient, man. You got to be really quiet. Yeah.
Big shout out to Barry Beck over in Hong Kong too.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's our man.
Great man.
Love you, Barry. Barry, we love you.
Yeah, it's a time to really kind of remember all our good friends that we see on a constant basis, and some we don't. I just got a text from a guy by the name of Razor, Jimmy Rahill. He was my he was our security guy when Bruce and I had the junior team. He did our security. Oh, he was a NYPD, 6'6", big Irish cop.
Right,
great guy. Then he would also sew up all the, the equipment and stuff. So he was kind of an equipment guy and security. Right. Great.
And he reached out to you? Your text?
Yeah, every Christmas.
Cool.
He's down in Florida. He's had some health issues from 9/11, but he's just a super dude, real good man.
That's good. Isn't it cool? Like I think we've talked about this. I've tried to make a habit now when I've got some dead time, just go through my contact list and call people just for no reason.
Yeah. In fact, I really was surprised that early this morning, 5:45 a.m. So when Beth and I were in Utah last year, there was one of the mornings that we had breakfast, really gorgeous place, like overlooking a canyon. And we were out on the deck, and there was a dude over there with a dog, and he kind of looked to be, a guy that traveled a bit,
Right.
So I went over and said, hey, can I say hello to the dog? So we got to talking. Turned out he was a pretty, he was a filmmaker.
Yeah, you told me this, yes.
Yeah, really cool dude. He's living down in South America now, and he's got this big, place you go for health and wellness and meditation and all that kind of stuff. And he banged me up this morning with a really cool,
very cool
text message, a little inspiration, a little, kind of.
Oh,
thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to live in another country?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, for a short period of time, I don't think I would do it permanent.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. But let's say you had all the money in the world, like you just money was not an issue. Like you wouldn't want to live in Australia or something like that, or
I'd probably have a couple homes. I mean, I certainly want to be in the States.
yeah, cool.
I don't care what anybody says. It's still the greatest country on the planet.
Yeah, oh, totally.
It's still the most secure. I mean, when you think about the security here, even though this stuff goes on, but overall, you don't want to be anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Singapore is a very, I guess, a really nice, clean place and safe place as well.
Oh, there's some great places on the planet, but
yeah,
can't beat the old USA.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm not much of like a guy traveling around the world either. I don't think that's.
Well, you know what? I mean, I've been fortunate because of hockey and boxing to go, different places on the planet, but there's like so many great places here in the States. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
went to Utah and Nathan and I, and my buddy Nathan and I, were going to go out to Yellowstone this summer, and 2 of the nights it's like Yellowstone, the TV show, because you're in
Right.
in like these big tents, but it's kind of
Oh,
cool. They got a
nice.
bathroom in it and stuff.
Nice.
Really, but the amount of constellations you can see at night
Yeah.
when there's light pollution. So
That was the thing.
Well, that's
That
the
was
point.
when we were in Fiji, sleeping out on the beach and everything. That was, and I really didn't. I pay attention to it now, but I really never paid attention to the sunsets in particular. And we all went out because there's no TVs or obviously. So we went out. The sun was going down, and it was going down through the clouds, and the different colors was just incredible. And I'm thinking to myself, why haven't I done this before? Like it's same sun.
And there's different vibes. Like I did a boxing camp in the Bahamas, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, and it was a place called Albany, and it's a self-contained little city. They got their own medical building there, and there's a recording studio. Like Timberlake lives there. About 5 guys on a PGA tour live there because they got a PGA course that they have an event.
Huh.
And you drive around on golf carts, because everybody there is a billionaire. They put me up in a $6 million 2-bedroom condo on the marina, literally.
Yeah.
And in front of the arena of the condo was this huge. I mean, there was a lot of yachts, but one was like a mile long, and that was Tiger Woods. That was his yacht.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so you drive down to I go to get dinner, by myself. I've trained up everybody. Go down, and you could get a table on the beach. So you're sitting there with like your swim trunks on, the water's up on your feet, and you're eating like 5-star food. It was really cool. Yeah. But the whole vibe of that, like you said, the sun going down. Over the ocean was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is, right? It's funny. I just like, I was like 60 years old and I never paid attention to a sunset before. I think, like a whole life.
That's a really good point. That's a good point. And that's something Bill and I were talking about yesterday. Like, it was so quiet because we went really deep. We were 5 hours up there. Went really deep. There was no sign of humanity ever being there.
Really? Right? And where was this again? Where?
In Mahwah, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Arapahoe Reservation. It kind of goes up into New York State.
Oh, nice.
And but that's the point. Like just sitting there, not talking, and just it's kind of like you kind of wow.
Yeah, is that true?
You don't hear any cars, you don't hear any nothing. And it was just really serenity. Just sit there and chill.
Morning there, Mr. Smith. Curtis.
Good morning.
Okay, Danny brings up a good point here too. Better favorite Rangers. He was another victim of. And then Barry started getting the bad shoulders too. When he got hurt by Flatley there that one time, I think that kind of slowed him down. Yeah, Barry's a heck of a player. I mean, if you watch any old films, he could do everything, right? Man, really good.
He was a monster of a man too.
What a funny man. He was just like, he's that big guy. Larry Robinson was kind of the same way. These big guys, like really hard players and everything, but just like little kids in the locker room. I mean, that in a very good way. Yeah, having fun. Yeah. How about Kenny Danico? What's he like in the locker room? Good guy?
Oh, Kenny's a pisser.
Yeah.
Kenny's
it's all right. Funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, real funny guy.
Yeah, we get together. There's a lot of big heads there. He's got a big melon.
Man, you too. If we stood you side by side, the moon would come in about 100,000 miles or whatever it is closer to Earth. Yeah.
We were at an event together, and I got a picture taken with him. I'll show it to you. It is pretty cool. We got the our heads, like right in the camera. Right?
I mean, you're both big men with these big square jaw blockheads. Yeah. But he's a really funny guy. I mean,
that's right.
Yeah.
How about Scott Stevens? You get to know him?
Yeah, Scott's kind of so I don't want to say too much. I'll tell you off there, but he's a
serious
guy. He's kind of to
right?
himself. Very to himself. Let's leave it at that. Yeah. He had some stuff.
Oh. Okay. Who's one of the funniest guys that you've seen as NHL players?
Andreas Johansson.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. AJ,
that's interesting the way you say that, right? Oh.
Yeah, right off the bat. So I won't name a guy, but he was a little. He didn't have like a very athletic body.
Right.
Could skate. And he was in the NHL. He was a player, right? And he wore number 33. And AJ broke his wrist, right? There's a whole story behind that. Paul Curtis can tell you this one, but so he's on the bike, and game's on. I go, damn, too many men on the ice. He goes, Mark, you don't understand. The referee thinks this particular player is two guys.
Oh,
because he was kind of like,
I got you.
Being a little bit soft. He goes, the refs came around and go, why is there two number 3s out here?
That's funny. I saw Derek Stepan. Derek Stepan did an interview on Spit Chicklets as well. I didn't see the whole thing, but they asked him about how he had a reputation for not being in very good shape. And he was funny about it. He was very open. He says, yeah, I didn't train much during the summer. He said he went through his weekly schedule. He says, I work out on Monday. He says, I go golf on Tuesday. He had a whole thing where he basically just worked out one day a week. So.
Well, I mean, if you look at Phil Kessel, the stories about him.
Yeah.
Right. And then look at John Daly. Guy's about 500 pounds, barefoot. I'm watching the other day. He's hit drivers from like one side of the highway over to the Oklahoma football stadium or something. Right. But
how about who was I thinking? Who's the pitcher? Big guy for the Yankees, but he slimmed down. He slimmed down now after playing.
Oh, yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah,
Spanish kid.
Yeah, but he's big, huge guy while he's playing, and now he's like a bodybuilder. He slimmed down now.
How about Fernando? Remember Fernando Valenzuela?
Yeah. Didn't he turn his back to the plate when he pitched? I remember that.
He played in the Mexican League or something until they found him, and he was like, they were saying he was like 32. He was like 42 at the time. So.
Yeah. CC Sabathia. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, you know what? Obviously, I believe in conditioning, but some of these guys, like you mentioned, that were not in physically.
Who was did you play with? Well, maybe not. Those guy in the Rangers. I think they have from Chicago. He's a D-man, a Russian kid,
right.
And he was just like fat. I mean, there's no other way.
Really?
But I mean, he could skate.
Yeah.
You know what? When I was in St. Petersburg, they said, "Hey, we're gonna play some shinny or whatever." Like, I don't know, So I don't have a gear. They got me gear. Go to the locker room, and they're all smoking cigarettes. Or big, fat guys. They're probably in their 50s and 60s, fat. I mean, big dudes. Like they've been doing a lot of vodka and Bush. Get on the ice, they're zipping by you. Like it's just like you're standing still.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know, right? Some athletes. And that's true. Like we I think naturally we're a little bit judgmental, right, of people and just in general. I was on a train one time going to the city. And this young kid, his train was kind of packed. This young kid got on, kind of looked like the punk, with the flat brim on the hat and, the red shoes and all that. Thinking, this kid's a punk, And this older lady got on, and there was no more seats left. So I was going to get up and let her sit down. But before I could do it, he got up and moved.
Yeah,
and
so
he's such a gentleman. So I went over to him. I said, I got to apologize. I was looking at you thinking you're some kind of punk. And then,
that's cool. It probably made me feel good.
He's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
You know what? In boxing too, like you'll see some guys that are not like really in good shape, physically looking specimens,
right?
And they'll box your ears in.
Sure.
Or you'll see a skinny dude. Most probably famous two that I can name: Mark Breland and Tommy Hearns.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like Tommy Hearns was 6'2" and he fought at 147.
Wow. Muhammad Ali really wasn't a fitness, didn't look like all muscled and everything. Man.
Younger on, he was like when he was a kid, he was completely ripped. But as he aged, But by then the skill set and the residue of all the years were so significant that it overcame it. Yeah. But in football they got a saying, built like Tarzan, play like Jane. So sometimes like a guy could be jacked and can't play.
Yeah. I can. There's a video.
I wasn't jacked.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Are you kidding me? Specimen. 90-year-old man, shaped like you are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
It's the old man part you got right.
Luis Tiant. Yeah. Remember Willie Stargell playing back with Pittsburgh and everything too?
Yeah. That was a great team.
Yeah, that was fun. That was when I was a big baseball fan.
Dave Parker was bad.
Yeah.
He could play.
I was a big baseball fan back then.
Me too. Now I couldn't tell you 3 guys.
I know. How about the money? You see what that
McDavid just signed with the Dodgers. Connor McDavid.
I'm missing you.
Well, because they just gave a guy.
Oh, no. The money.
I don't know what it was. The guy's never thrown one ball.
And then Shohei Ohtani, is that the other one? He signed? See how much money he deferred of his contract?
Very smart, but it's also, currently he's making 50 to 60 on just endorsements.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah.
So I think his salary in baseball is only going to be $2 million a year, and the rest of it's deferred.
Well, Bobby Bonilla was the first one that did that.
Isn't he still getting checks?
every July gets like $1.5 million.
Oh, that's right.
Hasn't played 30 years.
I heard
Good for
that.
him, man. That's smart.
Yeah, I heard Keith Hernandez in the radio this morning too talking about that, and he did that with in his career. And he talked about all the tax implications. You can accrue interest. So
Yeah.
Tawny's contract will accrue interest till he retires ultimately. So let's say he plays another 15 years. Imagine the interest, what that's going to be worth.
At least.
Oh yeah,
Rule
probably
of
worth
seven.
$1 billion.
Yeah. I think every 7 years your money doubles or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think. Well, mine doesn't. I just keep getting divorced all the time. So.
Well, no, I put more coins in there. So like when I first started, I don't have that many coins. Now I have this many.
Some of the decisions we make when we're younger, it's gracious.
Yeah, but that's why you're young.
Yeah, it's still fun. I don't know if I changed a whole lot. I got my 2 sons out of that. So
Yeah, me too. I'm proud of my boys. And
isn't it true? Isn't it true how I never, obviously when you don't have kids yet, you don't know how it's going to affect you later on in life after you've seen them grow up and what men they've become. So,
Yeah.
Let me see here, Danny. What's Danny got here? Did you get to know any Mets? No, we really didn't. We really didn't rub shoulders with the other teams. Met Reggie Jackson in a bar one time in the city. What a jerk he was.
Yeah, he's not a cool guy.
No, he was looking for a fight. And it was a whole bunch. Like, who else did we get to know? That was maybe it. Yeah, we didn't really rub shoulders. We played right in the middle of us, hating the Islanders and the Islanders hating us, and they're winning all the cups. We played that charity softball game at Shea Stadium. And we had to change in the same locker room. That was awkward because we hated each other at that time.
I know. Speaking of Kenny, he said he played. He was a guest in the Mets locker room before the game.
Oh,
and he said that the difference between the locker rooms, like how hockey locker rooms, everybody's got their routine. Everybody's He said they're smoking, they're playing cards, they're drinking coffee, like a totally different vibe.
Yeah. Hey, you feel they play 162 games a year, so like,
how could you get?
Yeah, I know.
A little different.
Yeah.
And this is something that Nathan and I were talking about the other day because Nathan was a bubble player. He was,
Nathan Perrott, right? Perrott.
Pardon?
Nathan Perrott.
Yeah. So over 10 so years, he played about 100 games, which is 100 more than just about everybody.
But the last name is pronounced Perrott, right? Is it Perrott?
Perrott. Nathan Perrott. Yeah. But we were just talking about so especially for those fourth line player, every shift's an audition. Like every shift is your chance to stay around a little longer. And we both said, it's kind of like people don't understand that. Like if you're, I don't know, say you're a Mason, you don't have 17 guys waiting to take your job, that 10 of which are fighting.
Yeah. That's true.
So
that is true. But that for me, that whole first year, I played every game. But that whole year, I didn't realize how uptight I was until it ended, and then you got to sit back and relax. Oh my God, I've been tense for like the last 6 months.
Yeah. But it's a different way to think about it.
Yeah.
You don't have guys that'll actually fight you for your job.
Yeah.
In an accounting firm, right?
That's right. Oh man, I watched some of those old videos. They're fun watching these old videos now because it's just so. And I don't disrespect players now. It's just an entirely different game.
Steve Durbano.
Oh man.
And Nikki.
Oh.
The Winter Moon.
Yeah. That was classic. I mean, it's funny now. Like you see these guys doing like the lacrosse pickup thing where they're scooping in the Michigan player, whatever they call it.
I don't like that stuff.
Oh, I know. That's old school guys because we would have nobody would have done that in the past.
Well, actually, I saw something on Instagram. It looked like kids. I don't know. It was a junior or whatever game, low level or high schooler, and the kid went to do that, and the other kid just went, "Yep, I don't think so." Just pitchforked him.
Oh, did he?
And it said underneath, how to defend against the Michigan.
Yeah, you made somebody just smoked. I see Bedard did it the other day too, man.
Yeah, well, we'll let him do it.
Yeah, I know. And you know what the reality is? It is good for the game because it's colorful. The fans love it.
What was the kid? Trevor Zegras? Is that
Zegras.
When he was behind the net and he
passed it to the guy.
Michigan, right? He flipped it over and the guy just tapped it in.
Yeah.
I mean, the skill set of the guys now. It's just,
I know. Remember way back, there's a Russian kid, Sean Avery. I'll never forget this. Is at Madison Square Garden. It was playing against Tampa because Captain Lecavier came after him. So the Avery got thrown out. He was in the locker room. A Russian kid scored and then pretend he was shooting like it was a stick that he was shooting the gun at the goalie. And Lecavier came over and went after him. And he went in the locker room. You could tell he had no idea what he'd done wrong. Avery's dying laughing at him because but that was back then. Where now, if a kid did it now, it would be a big deal.
Sean, say what you will about him, but he's pretty insightful. He's got these Instagram clips. I mean,
Yeah.
he knows hockey. He's a
Yep.
pretty smart hockey.
He made a great speech the other day saying how kids should be very thankful of the presents they're going to get, how hard the parents have to work. It was very thoughtful.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a kind of another side.
Yeah.
Because he can be
Something
wacky.
must snap. Yeah. I think some of the stuff he did, like when he made the rude comment about
The
Dion
actress.
Phaneuf's wife. Yeah. I think he planned that because you see in the back, the trainer is standing there watching him like he wants these
He knew what was
trainer.
up.
Yeah. 'Cause, you know, he was smart. Listen to him and PK Subban, they're the same. They're marketing guys. Kind of hurt their careers, but they're good marketing guys.
Yeah.
So what's the plan today? You going to your brother-in-law's?
Yeah, Beth's over there now for breakfast, and then she'll come home. We'll open up gifts and we'll chill for a while, and then we'll head over there. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What did
you have the boys coming over? Or
No, not today. No, they're hosting their mother, which I'm very proud of them for doing that.
Yeah.
So we got together yesterday, chowed down.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
I must say my gravy is world class now. Oh, I have to brag. Oh my
Are you
god.
talking tomato like gravy or gravy for like meat?
Turkey gravy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's right. Because some people
in
call.
New Jersey, there's always a battle. Gravy
Yeah.
to me, sauce.
Right. So what would they call turkey gravy then? Is it still called gravy?
Yeah. Listen, my mom was Italian, but she was Northern Italian, so we called it tomato sauce,
Okay, so for the pasta sauce.
pasta sauce. But a lot of really like, especially Southern Italians that are in New Jersey, New York, they'll call it gravy.
Huh. Okay, so what would they call a turkey gravy? Do you still call that
I guess
gravy
it's
then?
gravy. Yeah, it's still.
Oh, okay. Now, do you guys stuff your turkeys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh no, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
some people.
Yeah.
Some people are saying they don't do. That's why they call it dressing now instead of stuffing. I think it's so much better when you put it in the bird.
Years ago, I did it where I put fruit in there instead of stuffing. Put the stuffing out, like surrounded the turkey and the thing, and put fruit in there, and it kind of added a different kind of flavor
Yeah,
to it.
interesting.
Yeah.
So I put all the vegetables like celery, onion, garlic, capers on the bottom of the roasting pan. So when the turkey's cooking, all the juices get in there and everything. So take that out, put it in the blender, put it back in, a little bit of flour. Oh my Lord.
Well, what I do in my Dutch oven, I think I told you, it's so simple. It's just carrots, onion, potato, season it, a little oil, and then I put a whole chicken roaster on top of it, stick it in the oven, and the same thing, man. It just all melts together. Yeah.
That's good.
It's
stuff.
so easy, man.
And a smell in the house too when you're doing that cooking.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's the best part. Yeah. That is the best part.
So what time will you head over to the in-laws for the relatives?
I think so. Probably around 4:30.
Oh, I passed
hang
out by then.
We'll have some snacks.
I'm on my second nap by then. I'm on my second nap by 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I just tapped out a little bit before.
Oh, did you get one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
A good
All right,
day.
brother. Well, again, everybody have a fun time today, but let's be thinking of each other. Again, a lot of mental health issues out there with people, just sadness if they've lost a loved one or something, or they're alone.
Yeah.
So let's make sure we're reaching out.
And for me, and I'm sure you as well, it's just a good day to be grateful.
Yeah.
Like, really be grateful.
Yeah. Some good football on too, right? This is rare on a Christmas day.
Yeah. Hey, how about the Jets on another roll?
They almost gave away yesterday. They tried their best.
They hate winning.
What do you think of Rob Sullivan, the coach?
I always think that coaching is underrated and overrated.
Right.
Like, you can't have a bad if you don't have the horses,
Yeah.
you're not going to win. And like then there's other teams. Pretty much anybody. It's more management because they're so
Right.
good. You're not coaching. You're managing.
Right. Yeah.
Personalities
Managing
and
the
stuff.
egos and everything too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see where Patrick Mahomes says that Tyler, what's her name? Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She's part of the team now.
Oh, good for them. It's just I'm
Oh, I
tired.
know. Doesn't it? I feel bad for her because she probably wasn't on the radar for a lot of football fans before. Now
So
everybody's
it
like,
begs the question: is the NFL so lacking in any like stories that it's all about her? I mean, God bless her. She's a very talented girl. I'm sure a very nice young lady. But what does she have to do with the NFL?
I know.
I mean,
Did you see where there's a theory going on out there? Like, so when the start of the year, they'll advertise the Super Bowl, like the number, the Roman numeral number.
yeah.
And that's always colored. And they went back in history, and the colors they had on it at the start of the year are the same two teams that played at the end of the year.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm assuming that was all real, but it kind of made you think. Because now you think about all the gambling and everything.
Right.
And now the next theory is, okay, some of the refereeing, because there's so much money at stake, they've made the referees in on it where, like, and they were saying what the net worth is of some of these referees. So this whole conspiracy theory that it's they're fixing the games.
I could see where remember it was LA and the Saints
Right.
a couple 3 years ago, and there was a play on the sideline. I forget what it was. The guy was either out or he was in, and it was so obvious what the right call was, and they made the wrong call, and the other team won. But you know what? I think there's a higher probability that there are just some refs that are rogue. I mean, you had the guy in the NBA, and they had a Netflix special on who was fixing games.
Yeah. And why didn't they have referees, a multi-billion-dollar sport, and they have referees that have other jobs, right?
Exactly. Well, the NHL.
Okay. Here's a question for you. Now, you didn't do anything wrong. This is just, you said a couple three.
Yeah.
So you combined a couple. You didn't say two or three. It was a couple three.
Right. Well,
interesting. It's just one of those sayings that floats around out there that we just repeat, right? Yeah. Couple three.
Well, good. When I was coaching the kids, I would say, all right, when I could feel in practice I'm losing them, like they're starting to drift. All right, guys, pair up in threes.
Pair up in threes.
If they, like the panic.
Did you see the video? There's a hockey coach that's just flipping out. It's on Instagram. Bang a stick. Yeah. So, and then they wanted to comment, what do you think of this? So I really comment on that kind of stuff, but I commented, I said, listen, he should never be coaching again.
No.
Now, to his credit, he had, I assume, one of his players came back at me very politely. And he said, listen, Mr. Laidlaw, I know you're a former player, but this guy's trying to get the best out of his. I said, I didn't want to continue on the battle because it just keep going. But
well, some guys, as you know, I mean, some people respond to it, other guys just shut it down.
Yeah, especially young kids. Like, man, that's.
I think if you're always screaming, and then there's a time you really need to raise your voice, they don't hear you.
Yeah, I know. And flipping out like that, he's like totally like you. So from coaching, you're trying to teach the players to play under control.
Right.
So here you got this coach just losing his mind on practice because somebody didn't do something right. So.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because some of the guys, and we can all fall into a trap if you are coaching. You start thinking, go somewhere with this, and really, no. Your job is just to have the kids have fun.
Yeah.
Because eventually, like we've talked about this, they're going to be in your community as attorneys or firefighters or whatever it is. I mean, how many guys make a living, even at the lowest level of professional sports in general?
It goes back to the old Wayne Gretzky comment he made recently here about taking hitting out of the game, especially when kids aren't like going on a path to playing pro sports.
Well, maybe that could be an option.
Yeah.
Like you have.
I just think now it's 14 years old before they can hit, right?
That's wrong.
Because
you learn right away because then you don't know how to protect yourself.
Right. And at 14 now the kids are all jacked up. They can't wait to hit somebody, so they're running around.
Testosterone starts kicking.
Oh yeah.
And you just want to run through walls in general.
Yeah, hitting people from behind and everything.
Yeah.
But I guess the flip side is, I guess from parents, like you hear a lot of mothers say, I don't want my son playing hockey because it's still got that reputation of being so violent. It really isn't anymore.
Right, it isn't. But my other counterpoint to that is, okay, so if a kid is a mite and he weighs 50 pounds and he's hitting a kid who's 60 pounds.
Yeah. Not a lot of damage. Yeah. All right, everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody. Let's make sure, again, we've got the 988 hotline out there for anybody that needs help. But let's make a point, like Mark said before, being thankful, reaching out to other people, saying Merry Christmas, asking if you're okay, and have a safe and happy holiday season. All right. See you next week there, brother. Merry Christmas.
Peace.